I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Heroes Wanted. Tonight, we rejoin the party after they have defeated the dreaded Minotaur and leveled up. Speaking of which, Soggy, you still need to level up if you want to get that handled quickly here.
Yeah.
You can just go to your character sheet and under where it says Warlock level there, you just click level up and choose to level up one level to 8, and it'll walk you through the choices that you need to make as far as your pact or extra spells. And anyway, you guys defeated the dreaded Minotaur and managed to fix Karen's sight. So that was a very good thing that you guys did, and indeed has earned you bonus progression towards your next level even. However, now you find yourselves with Karen at the gates of Kastra, here to confront her noble lover and find out just what is behind all of these sacrifices and, as Soggy would say, sucky sucks.
Sucky sucks indeed.
So, as you guys have been traveling on the mountain road, for some time, you're a little bit tired as you pull up to the large gates before the massive fortress city of Kastra, the capital of Carpathia. And I am just pulling up the map.
It says it goes to the inventory,
What does?
the level up thing.
No, if you go on your sheet and then under class and level on main, there's the magnifying glass next to Warlock 7.
Yes, I clicked that.
And then it says level up.
Yeah, I clicked that.
And then it's got like a little sheet there, but the important thing is over in the upper left corner, there's the choice you need to make about whether you take your Warlock Pact or whether you take extra spells, or what you want to take for your option this go round.
Boon options.
Ah, okay. So yeah, there you go. So you take your boon options, and then that is set there. Um,
Then what next?
so once you chose your boon options, then I believe the only thing left to do is click save in the upper right.
Don't see the boon options.
Hold on. I will do this for you. There you go. All done. All right, now uh, let's see if I can finally get my eyes to work here and find this map. I know I have a lot of maps here, but I don't have that many, and it is like the only one that says gate, so I don't know how I'm not seeing it. Ah, there we go. Just a little bit of old man-itis there. All right, so as you guys can see, you approach a massive stone gate that walls off the city of Kastra from the rest of the world. It stands some 20 feet tall, and perched at its parapets are crossbowmen, all pointing down at anyone who approaches the gate. They work the mechanism from up top so that no one is even down at the portcullis as you approach. They say, "Halt! Who approaches the gates of Kastra?"
Soggy is in his halfling disguise,
I
of course.
assumed as much, yes.
Well, uh, guess I should probably step forward on this one. I am Sir Noman, and these are my traveling companions.
Ah, Sir Noman. And do you have your patents with you?
Fuck's a patent.
It is essentially your right to call yourself a noble knight.
Well, I fucking assume such a thing would have been entitled to me upon my background.
Well, of course, I'm not asking you, the player, to, as like some kind of gotcha moment. I'm just role playing out what happens here.
Okay, but like, I don't know. If I was getting gotcha, I'd still roll with it.
Well, right. No, I know. I appreciate that. I'm just making it clear that this was not a, aha! Forgot to put patents in your inventory, didn't you?
Yeah, what the fuck a patent says. Yes, I'm going to declare I have it with me.
Well, then, please produce your patents so that hold it upright so that we can gaze upon it.
What is a patent actually? Like, what is it?
It's a piece of paper, like a scroll. You know, it could be made of leather or cloth or just paper. But
Alright.
typically, because these needed to last, they would be at the very least made of, you know, a very sturdy vellum or something like that. and then it's basically nothing more than like a list of your family lineage and
Oh shit! I'm
what.
gonna have a short list. I'm gonna have short
Well,
patents.
right. No, yeah, your patents is not as grand and admirable as anything else, but you yourself were knighted, albeit a long ass time ago at this point in history. But
Hey, that's why. Well, that's why it's called House Eternal.
exactly. But so you yourself were knighted, and so that's what the beginning of the patents is like a brief synopsis of who this is and why they important.
All right, so I'm gonna assume Noman is going to take out a small, polished iron scroll tube and pull on the bottom to produce a sheet of leather with his patents written on it.
Hey,
Hey, we're at the gate.
hey, sorry for the delay. I accidentally ran over a dead deer.
Well,
How to deal with that?
that is better than accidentally hitting a live deer, but I'm sorry for that anyway, and no problem at all. Just get all in, and we'll get you going here. This is actually perfect timing for you to be loading in because the next few moments will be taken up as Noman tells us what is it that they see on your patent? There's generally going to be some heraldry that denotes what your house's, main symbolism is, and then also a brief story of why you got knighted.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to say that Noman's heraldry bears a resemblance to a clock that has been cut in half, and there is one half of that like pocket watch look, and a cog on the other side. You get what I'm visualizing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I would believe that the declaration of why he earned his knighthood would be continuing and ongoing meritorious service to the land of, I forgot, for a number of decades. Operation
Caldonia.
above, yeah, Caldonia, operating above and beyond the call of duty in a forthright and honorable manner.
Ah. So you are one of the old knights.
This Noman simply nods, saying, "This much is true."
I see. And they go to confer. And what of your companions?
Let's see. At this, gotta remember. Wait, are we still in the place that hates religious people?
Yes. You're deep in the heart of Carpathia now. You're way up in the mountains. This is the capital city of Carpathia. So like this is where all the hate comes from.
Would he have enough wisdom to not refer to me as a cleric, but as a healer instead?
I was actually formulating something along the side of that. I was going to state, this here is my companion Nova. They are a practicing healer. I'm going to look down to Soggy is in a halfling disguise, right?
Indeed.
What can I say about this? Fuck it, I'll just go. And this here is Sog. He's one of my retainers.
Hello?
That's a mighty small retainer.
Half the size, but twice the valor, I assure you.
Sagi just sort of eagerly nods, even though he doesn't know what valor means. He heard it once, but
sort of like old Chadwick here, and he pats his companion on the shoulder, and it's at that point that you notice that he's maybe 5'3", like very short.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What was the town we just came from?
Unnamed Carpathian village. It probably goes by the name of like Cliffside or you know
Yeah.
Graniteville or some nonsense yeah
Yeah.
some nonsense name like that, but it's not even like on maps.
Yeah. At that point, I'll state, and in our care is a Carpathian, the survivor of an incident that befell a small town some weeks' travel from here. She had requested to be brought to this town.
Oh yeah, you guys do have Karen with you too. And what business is that of ours?
Didn't they just announce who's traveling with me?
Oh, does she have
Yeah,
her?
yeah, like who, not why.
Does she have
Huh?
her eyes yet?
Yes.
What do her eyes look like? Are they like regular
They
eyes, or are they like mechanical?
they have a golden hue to them. They're probably going to look
Oh,
fairly
cool.
artificial.
Oh, they probably look like mine then.
Unintentionally, I just like gold. I wish I was made from gold, or rather, cast in it. Continuing on for that. So they really ask, what business is that of ours?
Well, more or less, they're just like saying press X to skip for NPC nonsense.
No. Okay. No. I press X.
And they say, all right, that's 5 gold each to enter.
I'm gonna make a slight grumbling noise as I count out the gold pieces. Like, nah, I got this. Like, is there like a box or someone? Because they're all up on top of
Yeah, you have to toss the pouch up.
Oh, okay. I'm going to, take a moment to count out the gold and wrap it in something and toss it up.
All right, you got to actually roll strength because this is a 20-foot wall.
Really? Huh. Okay. Roll strength. Roll strength.
I thought I did Nova. Yeah, I already did Nova.
Yeah.
Okay, I just making sure. I wanna, cause like I should have a second level, fourth level spell,
Yeah,
and I also have
you're
an
gonna need
ability
to
score
pick. Yeah,
improvement.
you're gonna need to pick that stuff.
How do I unlock that spell
13.
slot?
The spell slot should already be opened.
Oh no, it's just 1/4.
I assume I'm rolling against terrain at a penalty. I imagine that succeeds.
Yes, that succeeds.
Okay.
Yeah, it says 1/4 level spell, but like this should all be automatic here. So, hold on a second.
My ability score improvement. Should I go Battlecaster or should I dump points into Wisdom? Get that 20.
Wisdom.
Both are well. Before you go saying that, Battlecaster is hugely important for anyone who is, going to be in
No,
melee
a
and
spellcaster.
yeah, and casting. So,
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, you're like asking for your opinion here. Battlecaster will allow me to get a bonus, basically what's the word? Advantage on constitution saves, on concentration checks when I am after I am attacked in while I am concentrating on a spell. So say if I have Beacon of Hope, which will allow me to automatically maximize my like spell casting for healing. If I were to take damage, I get advantage on that, which would obviously be incredibly useful. Or even if I'm using Spirit Guardians, something attacks me, I get an advantage to be able to keep the spell as opposed to just not advantage. Plus, there's other neat benefits that come with it too.
Now, which cleric were you again? You're a life cleric, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'm a life cleric.
Okay, and I think that is just in the
Yeah, and
player's handbook.
it does come with a divine domain feature. So let's
Okay,
see.
so choose 2 class skills. That was medicine and religion for you, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's divine strike. It's the one thing I don't use.
And then life domain. All right, there we go. All right,
I was
now
You said
about
let's
fifth
to,
level
spell,
you
right?
up.
and also DM.
What?
I was going to increase my charisma because the warlock's sort of like eighth thing has it increase the ability score.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead and do that. All right, there you go. That fixed your spell slots for you. However, uh, yeah, no, everything else is fine. Yeah, you're good.
I think I need to increase my HP as well. Can you kind of help me talk me through how to do that? I mean, I know I have to roll a D8 plus my Constitution modifier, so it should be a D8 plus 2.
Well, it just gave you average for the whole time, so we're just gonna take that for now. And if you want to roll in the future, we can.
Okay. What would the average be?
It,
6,
it's 7.
7. All right.
Yeah, so your hit points are already set. It already did it.
Okay.
And then
59. Yeah, that makes sense. 52 is okay.
yep. And then so you guys pay the 20 gold. Noman tosses it up, and they say, "All right, raise the portcullis." And all of a sudden, a huge crank is set into motion, and the giant, not one, not two, but triple set of gates is opened up before you. The first gate is a simple, large wooden uh, door that has a barricade bar on the back side of it, and that is lifted up with a set of chains and then swung to the side. And as it swings to the side, these huge, I mean, we're talking a foot thick of massive ironwood doors swings open, and as they swing open, it reveals the second of the gates. This second gate is a massive portcullis. Um, or no, I'm sorry. The portcullis is last. The second gate is a massive iron door that is just solid, and it needs to be raised up into the 20-foot wall. It's about 10 8 to 10 feet tall of just solid iron door that can drop down and seal anyone into um, this what would you call it, kill box, like.
Yeah, it's actually just pretty much what it's called a gatehouse.
Yeah, trap them right in the gatehouse there. And so that is always down. Like they don't leave it down. That's always down, except for if they're trying to trap somebody who's trying to invade. They pull it up, and let you waste your efforts getting through the wooden doors, and then as soon as you're through, they drop that down on the first wave through, and then they run straight into the portcullis, the last one at the back, and everybody's just lined up there with crossbows and shit, and
Boiling hot oil.
yeah, and so you're stuck in a cage with an iron door and stone walls, and then just bars blocking you in with people with bows and arrows and boiling oil and all that on the other side, just putting you to town, taking you to town. So, or rather, preventing you from going to town. And so, as you watch these impressive defenses open up before you, you realize that there's a reason that even the might of the Caledonian Empire, at the height of its empire, was never able to fully conquer Carpathia, because no army has ever breached the walls of Castra.
I see.
Soggy sort of just looks up to that and just murmurs to himself, "Big wall."
Hmm.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's about correct.
This is some Helm's Deep shit right here.
Tough. So they never attempted to just like sit outside it for like a year.
Right? Like, you guys live on the side of a mountain. We're just gonna encircle you and wait.
Yeah. Hope you have like I forgot what it was called, internal water source.
Right? They actually do. The natural pitch and whatever of the mountain makes it to where when the sun hits the side of the tips of the um, Castrian mountains, um, they melt some of the snow, and so pure snow mountain water flows through a mountain creek that keeps them naturally hydrated.
Hey, pretty certain this is vanilla content, and I can't seem to find Combat Caster.
How?
I thought it was called Warcaster.
Yeah.
Warcaster, okay. You know what? I got 5 on the brain.
Yeah. So, anyway, you guys see all this, and I got to give you a little bit of world lore. So
Cool.
I don't know if everybody's happy, but as long
That
as
means we went to war in the past.
oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, but it what like, you got to understand something here. Caledonia went to war with everybody. They were the Roman Empire. If you had a border with them, you were getting invaded at some point in history, and that point is probably multiple points, and until you were conquered. And there's
Oh
still
man.
what go
So
ahead.
in history, this happened. There was an impregnable fortress on a mountaintop, and Julius Caesar built a giant ramp, like
Yeah.
up and over the wall.
Yeah, no, his conquests are legendary, as are Alexander's. But this one is fantasy, so they held out. They got other powerful stuff on their side too. Like, this isn't just a wall, and like, these guys have legit monsters and stuff on their army side. So
God, I'm having a trouble deciding whether or not I like having the shadow of that nation behind me.
right, right. Well, that's probably why you've spent more time around New Eglia and all of that lately. You probably wanted to get away from all of the wars of the past. But yeah, huge chunks of Caledonia are still like permanently and forever conquered. Um, because those people just became fully assimilated into the culture of the quote unquote Roman Empire. And so as you can see here on the big map, um, old Kaldar would be like quote unquote Greece, where like the basic philosophies of the civilization and some of the founding people and all of that came from. And
Oh
then,
man, do they have an Archimedes?
yeah,
Oh God, he. You know he made laser cannons, right?
yeah, yeah, and so but he is who founded the Caledonian Empire because he was able to use superior weaponry and all of that to basically they moved from Shale here in Old Kaldar. That was their first major home and essentially what you would call the birth of man's civilization was here in Shale, at least Western man. Um, so here in Shale is where they really had their foothold. But then when the quote unquote Archimedes of their world figured out how to like really start using more than just Bronze Age weaponry and armor, he moved to Caldon there and founded his own kingdom. And basically, they just took over everything from there. And that's what most of the Caledonian Empire is all of that early conquest stuff. And then they took huge chunks of the kingdom of Bretonia and all of Eglia, most of Carpathia, except for just the cities that exist in the mountains. They weren't able to fully conquer the mountains, but everything else they pretty much took. New Eglia, the border kingdoms, and even huge chunks of the Horde and all of Greenyord was pretty much theirs as well, except for that was like a frontier settlement, and all of the Vikings from Frageshelmere kept raiding it, and so like they eventually had to just give it to them, kind of like the English had to give tracts of land to the Vikings to appease them. Oh, and the French had to give Normandy up, and yeah, pretty much everybody was like, okay, what do you want to stop doing this? Yeah, and they were like, land that isn't freezing all the time. And they were like, okay, yeah, here, have this garbage land here. We weren't using it anyway.
Real quick,
Yes.
a mechanic uh notification here. Warcaster will also allow me to be able to cast a spell in reaction to an opponent that has acquired an attack of opportunity from me. So I'd be able to
Exactly.
say like use command on it or something.
Exactly. That's what I was saying is if you're going to be a spellcaster in melee combat, it is mandatory to have that because now you can use your spells as a reaction when they start messing around.
Yep. So I could like if it tries to like run past me, I could command it to stop, or I can make it run the opposite direction or whatever.
Or he could like actually use a spell that does damage if he ever chose to. But that's
Yeah, like
I'm not saying anything. I love the way you're playing your character. You know that. I'm just saying that from a mechanic perspective, like if you were a spellcaster who actually did damage, it's even better.
I'm glad you love Nova because they give me horrible flashbacks.
Oh,
What?
really? Oh, I bet they do, don't they? I just realized. Oh my god. Yeah, the night
What?
of
What gives
or
you?
the light and all of that. Oh man. Oh, nothing, just an old campaign we
What
played.
gives you flashbacks?
Your character is a lot like another person's character that played in an old campaign that we were in for over a year and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, just to wrap all that up, then that's a brief synopsis of the Caledonian Empire's history and why Old Kaldar is a part of it, but still separate, and how Caldon like conquered most of the map there, and it's only been within the last 500 years that all of these other places have like won their independence and been free. Only the kingdom of Bretonia and remnants of Carpathia were able to hold out. All right. So now we got all that covered, got a little history lesson in there. Let's go ahead and get you guys to Castra. Okay. So, the first thing you're going to notice is that you guys uh, approached this map is oriented wrong. I just want to make that clear right now. I used a generator and it did it perfectly except for completely flipped of how I need it. So north is actually the other way from where it says it is. The castle is up against the mountain, which is north of where you guys came in. So you guys came in on what's known as the Bone Road, and that is called such because all of the dead had to be moved down the mountain, and like sometimes when you're carrying dead down the mountain, you don't really take the time to bury them all that like deeply. I mean, they buried them and stuff. Like don't take it like I'm saying they just threw them on the side of the mountain like completely, although some definitely did. But some of them they just weren't buried very properly. And so what you ended up with was a lot of skeletons just on top of each other. And when that happens, and it's a road that is used continuously, what ended up happening was all of the skulls and ribs and, you know, arms and legs got crushed into like powder. And so now the road is literally like paved with this like bone stone cement.
Yeah, this place is gonna get conquered by a necromancer. I can see it.
Or
It's
is
gonna be a
run by
lich.
one.
Now there's gonna be a Lich King coming up that road right there. The giant army of skeletons that gets bigger with every passing day.
we got Nomen Stradamus here.
I mean, because think about it. If you're a lich trying to make a name for himself, this seems like a really easily conquerable strategic location to make a base, like a base of power.
Well, General Visanthus does come from the Dreadfort, which is just, you know, south of here. I mean, not just south, but you know, it's in this country.
Wait, who are we here to see? It's not General Visanthus, right? It's like it's
No,
the Duke of here,
Earl.
right?
Yeah.
Earl?
No, it's
I
not
thought
the
he was the
Duke.
Duke.
It's not the Duke of Earl.
But it's not like it's like the Earl of Town.
No, it's the Duke. And he's not like the king. The king is a whole like another level. He lives in the castle. But yeah, there's
Oh,
there's
but
there's
who's the
several.
Earl?
Well, there's several dukes and earls and you know viscounts and counts and you know burgermeisters and all kinds of nobility.
I see. I see. Okay, so
So yeah, and I was just saying the Duke of Earl. You're like the Duke of, and I'm like Earl. It's a song. I love it.
okay.
That's
Um,
funny how you mentioned a Burgermeister because you're like, you know, there's like Dukes and Burgmeister. Burgmeister is just German for Duke.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just
I
I'm
thought
just
Burgermeister was German for mayor because he is the
it,
master of the
that
burgers, which are
that's
citizens.
yeah, that's what a duke is basically.
A
Well,
duke is a mayor.
a mayor is an elected official,
Well, true.
while a duke is somebody who is appointed. A burgermeister would be like I'm not sure if you've ever played the module
I haven't.
uh
Let me just cut you
Curse.
off there.
Yeah,
There's a if you ever played, well, if you know anything about Curse of Strahd, then
very little.
you would
There's
meet
there's a
a
heart in
mayor.
there's a heart in the castle. I know that. Somewhere in the castle there's a heart because I've seen maps.
I think we get the point. Enough distracting. Let's get on with the story and try and find
Right.
the Earl
The Duke.
of Cliff Point.
We're here for the duke. So let's go find that duke.
All right.
Our lady here says, well, our Karen here says she wants to speak with the duke and that the duke has interest in them. So let's go find him.
All right. So as you can see, Kastra here is a very densely populated city for its size. Everybody is stacked on top of each other in houses that are sometimes 5 stories tall. Um, these are, you know, apartment building complexes.
Huh. Very strange.
And furthermore, the work buildings are like multi-level. You'll see an inn with a workshop below it, or like a warehouse with a tavern on top of it, or you know, like just all kinds of multi-purpose buildings, and what uh, essentially is like strip malls and little street corner markets, and so there's like all of these like pocket communities because like each of these individual blocks will like have all of the necessities that you could need, and so it's very fragmented and segmented into the different communities. And by blocks, I mean the larger green lines that intersect with the large tannish road there. So, like, you know, you'll see the various polygonal shapes of them, but like then you have Old Town, which is all of the buildings to the north, the south in the picture of the Yellow Road, um, that is Old Town, and all of those are like much smaller houses and cottages, and made much nicer with nicer wood and stone and all of that.
I see.
And so,
Well,
of course, the Duke would live somewhere in Old Town. But as you can see, Old Town is huge.
well, I'm going to query Karen. Karen, how do we find the Duke?
Oh, he has a villa in Old Town, but like you don't expect me to walk. Go and fetch a what amounts to a rickshaw.
What's a rickshaw?
It's a wheeled cart that someone pulls you around in like a wagon, but uh in this case it's less of a um cart and more of a litter. That I thought Nova had reminded me of what that was called last time. Litter, where you're carried by like 2 or 4 strong dudes.
Uh, at that, I kind of quote go like, "Can't we just take the horse?"
They're both called rickshaws. The one where like say like you're royalty and you got like 4 dudes picking you up and walking you through town, versus say like some Chinese dude picking
Right.
you in a wagon and dragging you across town. They're the same thing.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we weren't talking about the Eastern one. All right, so
Okay.
uh, she says, no, I am a lady and I don't want to be riding all day. That's very unladylike.
At this, I kind of scratch my chin and go, "Uh huh, right. Well, well, I got this far without doing anything ungentlemanly. I guess I'll just go find it."
Well, there's so many poor here that finding a conveyance is not hard. But the first thing you're going to notice is that much like you know, finding a lift, not lift as in the company, but like finding a ride in modern times, there's like several levels that you can, you know, go to, and each of them costs a different amount, and there's different
Where?
expectations. And so,
What are the price points I'm working in?
so the first level is the peasant level. This is like, 2 or 4 very bum looking, people wearing some really not good looking clothing, and they have a couple of sticks with a hammock in between it that they'll carry somebody around on. The price range for that is, a few silver pieces at most.
All right, what's
Uh,
the next one?
the next one up is your basic, uh, what would be considered like the yellow cab standard of transport conveyance, to where like they're uniform. They're all over the city. It's not necessarily one conglomerate company. Like there's different companies, but there's a company behind it, and that is a few gold pieces at most. And then there's finally the upper tier, which starts at, obviously like private security, type looking guys. They wear fine clothes, possibly even armor. And then the conveyance typically is at least roofed, with like a silk roof, if not even a hard body. And it starts at 100 gold and gets pricey from there.
Buy a yellow cab.
All right. So there's a couple of men. They're wearing fine clothing, but not ultra expensive clothing. It's just something that looks like a work uniform that was purchased for them or donated by the wealthy merchant who runs this because they themselves probably could never afford clothes this nice. But it makes them look nice as they carry her around on what is essentially a day bed on poles. So it's fine. It's nice.
Okay. How much does it cost? Also, Noman is riding alongside her on his horse. And
15 gold.
yeah,
15 gold, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
Well, Soggy is going to if we get one, Soggy's going to try and stow away on it and sort of like right on the sort of back of it.
Roll for stealth. I love it. I hope you get this. Yeah. All right. So she totally does not notice as you climb up.
Wow.
And Noman doesn't even notice. Nice. As you climb up and relax on the back of the pillow because it's got a incline so that you can be like half sitting, half laying down as you're being carried, and so there's a back rest to it. And just like a cat, you climb right up there. You're still in your halfling disguise, but you curl up just like a cat and take a quick little nap as you're carried through the town.
Yeah.
All right. And it makes sense because kobolds are cold-blooded and it's chilly up here in the high altitude. So getting a quick little nap in while it's chilly makes you feel better.
Uh-huh.
I love that you yawn.
So,
that's perfect. All
yeah,
right.
let's get to this. Duke, we've been waiting forever to meet him. Why do
Yeah.
it sound like that?
I don't know. I have no idea what that was, but that's okay. So as you guys are walking through the streets, a dragon comes out of the sky. No, I'm just kidding. No, you guys.
I kick its fucking ass.
Right? Nuke it. You guys are walking through, and you pass through into Old Town, and just instantly everything just opens up. Like as you can see, there's like big open centers of white all over Old Town there. That there's very few of in the rest of the city there, and those are just like open spaces and space between all of the buildings and all of that, so that it's not so jam-packed tight. And so there's just room to breathe, room to walk. There's parks and things of that nature, plazas, and you even pass by the large town square there, which is in the very center of town, and you see a huge statue of the three great kings of Carpathia, each of them from a different time period. One of them was the one who held off the Caledonians in the First Age. One of them was the one who won Carpathia's freedom in the Second Age, and one of them is the great king of the Third Age. And so this triumvirate statue of these three great kings stands some 15 feet tall, and it's cast in it's solid stone, and then it has solid platinum, gold, silver, and other precious metals cast as the weapons and armor around the carved stone of these kings. So these are like 3x life-size statues with like real armor and weapons and everything, and it's very impressive. Well, I mean, I shouldn't tell you guys if you're impressed or not. It's just for most people, it's awe-inspiring.
But not to me.
You're like,
So
I fart at it.
Soggy just sort of
No.
picks up at it before going back into his position.
Noman is just thinking how much he misses his parade armor. That idle thought about gold it hit him in the mechanical chest.
Traveling has made me quite weary. I would like to see the inn.
That is a fair concern. You should go to the inn then.
I will go to the inn.
Oh, you're not going along to the Duke's house immediately?
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
we
yeah,
totally are.
yeah,
I mean,
I'll do that
me
first.
and Karen specifically are. I want to have this woman delivered so she can think whether or not to put up or cut her losses as soon as possible. Because I want Karen to not be my problem as soon as possible.
Hey, I think you've made Karen your problem more than I have.
Of course, I am a person of integrity and a knight who makes an oath. But that doesn't mean I can solemnly desire for that oath to expire as soon as humanly possible.
Robotically possible.
Yeah, yes.
I think there's enough human in me to desire things.
Are you
All right.
Robocop or Murphy?
I don't know. I'm Raiden.
Wait, what's that from?
Metal Gear Solid.
That's a
Oh, okay, that's
Metal Gear
yeah.
Rising Revengeance.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure I had the right one.
Yeah.
I haven't really played those all that much, but still.
Yeah.
I'd say that like Raiden was a massive disappointment because everybody wanted to play 2 and they were like, oh yeah, another game with Snake. And then you had there's this blonde wimpy guy who's still a badass, but still like not Snake. And then he disappeared for a while. Nobody knew what the hell happened to him. And then he became like this tank bench pressing cyborg.
Oh.
And then in his next game, he became a motorcycle riding vigilante. So 5-year-old's idea of character development, his entire existence from his hatred in the first game was, the creators trying to make everyone think he was cool.
And then he beat
Nice.
a superpowered senator who screamed, "Nanomachines, son!"
Oh my god! I think I sent Adarakis one about that guy, the one where he makes an omelet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. All right,
No,
continuing
yeah.
on.
Yeah. So, anyway, you guys eventually get to the Duke's estate, and you see a large plaque that says that this is the Brunig estate.
The what
Hey,
estate?
May I ask you a quick question? What is the general overall kind of culture here? Are these guys like Nordic?
Oh,
Like
no,
Scandinavian-ish?
they're Transylvanian, Austrian, Romanian.
Okay, Lower East Europe.
Yes.
Vampire Town. Got it.
Okay, because I'm more like a Swede.
Yeah.
And I was hence I was just
Same
asking.
Yeah. You're not really, from this particular, very, very, you know, superstitious people, you know, and they have a lot of people who practice mysticism and occultism and stuff like that. Anyway, you guys go up to the gates, and there's 2 guards on duty, and they stand there with pikes in their hands, and they're wearing the Brunig family crest armor and shield. Or wait, no, they're wielding pikes, so no shield.
I mean, it'd be
And
unconventional, but
that's more of a javelin thing. Javelin spear. I mean, javelin shield is, you know, you don't really go pole arm and shield. That's really unwieldy.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I say it's unconventional because it's more like formation fighting equipment.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they just got their pikes and they're just standing there.
Well, I missed the session, so I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna go see this guy, this highest authoritative man in the land for.
Oh no, not even close.
No, this dude is just a duke.
He happens to own the village where she came from.
Yes. So
Oh,
yeah. So we're here to see the duke. Is the basic gist of proceedings. Because Karen loves him, and she thinks he loves her.
wait, we're still doing that?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
That's like the guy who's like captain the setup, and like we're gonna die. He's gonna be like, "Oh, great, you brought my like old like poke pillow. Fucking murder them." Or my wife finds out.
Oh, I'm
Great.
so happy to see you. No survivors.
Anyway, so yeah. So I'm going to defer to Karen, going like, "Here we are."
And she walks up and they cross their pikes in front of the gate. And she's like, "Ah! You have to let me in."
Karen, I just would like to ask you one last time before we try to go in here. Are you sure this is what you want to do?
He
All of
loves me.
all of the evidence suggests that he's the reason you're chained in that cave. It may not be the best idea to return to him.
He would never do that.
Well, we'll settle this. If he's a civil sort, there's no issue in speaking with him in his own home. All right. I guess at that I'm gonna walk up and behind him goes. I know I have a right to ask for some sort of hospitalities as a knight, so I think it's not too much jip if I walk up,
You do.
declare who I am, and that because I am a knight traveling through the town, I would would be grateful if it would be possible to speak with the Duke.
Basically, there's a accord that is understood amongst nobility, no matter what nation you happen to come from, even the most barbaric Viking clans, their dukes and earls give and expect hospitality from other nobility, even like sometimes in battle and all of that, to where, like, yeah, you slaughter all the men and all of that, but the king, like, you don't just kill the king. You take him and hold him hostage or do whatever, but he doesn't just get treated like all the rest of the cannon fodder.
Yes, so that is 'twas I'm trying to invoke, because I am a traveling knight of the most seniority, I would assume at this point. It wouldn't be too out of station for me to simply request that I would like to speak to the Duke, and that I have information that he would likely want to hear.
Yes, and so, of course, like, they weren't letting this woman through, but as a noble knight approaches and demands the noble.
I didn't phrase it as a demand.
I'm sorry.
I'm making that clear. I didn't phrase
Right.
it as a demand.
Right.
It might sound like a demand to some people, given how proceedings are supposed to work, but I didn't say it that way, just in case it wasn't clear.
Right. Whether it's a demand or a request is the same difference for these purposes.
Yeah.
So once you have invoked the right to noble hospitality, the right to noble hospitality, they immediately pull out a small bugle and sound a series of notes, and open the gate to you, and there's two more guards up at the house, and they begin to march forward to take your guys' weapons before allowing you onto the yards.
Mm-hmm.
Soggy is certainly going to hide the obsidian and the going to hide the more magical daggers he has.
Go ahead.
I'm assuming since.
Oh, 1 second.
I'm assuming.
Hold up 1 second. Just go ahead and roll stealth with advantage, because I'm going to rule that when Donovan outfitted your armor for you, that he made sure you had little hidey holes for your daggers.
Yeah. Soggy uses those hidey holes.
Yes. Because I shudder to think where else you're hiding daggers.
I assume because my sword is now a part of my body, I don't imagine they're going to find it if I leave it retracted into my arm.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you just withdraw your blade into your arm like Deadpool.
Yeah. I probably still have a normal
ever.
sword attached to myself at the hip that I give
I
them.
would imagine that you would, since that is one of the greatest shames that a noble can have, is to be found without his sidearm in public. Most nobles carry a rapier, or sometimes even what is misnomery, what wrong.
Most likely be a decorated, very ornate short sword.
Right, and sometimes it's wrongly called a long dagger. But it's basically just like a very short rapier or a very long dagger, and some nobles will just carry that because they really are just that pathetic or that good. Some of them, but
I carry a normal longsword with me, and it's nice. It also seems immaculately polished and nickless, like it's not swung. But all considered, they would probably concede that probably isn't true, and Noman is just a freak about keeping his sword neat.
Yes.
Which isn't true either. But I'm not going to explain all of this.
Okay. Yeah. So just a knight's sword is an extension of himself, and a knight without a sword, just like a knight without a horse, is very you can't be going around without a horse. So
yes.
Anyway, Soggy, you managed to stealthily hide your daggers on you, and Noman, you give up your longsword. And Nova, do you even have a weapon?
Don't you carry a stick or something?
Hello? Nova?
Oh yes, I carry a slightly ornate staff and a small shield. Or I got a large heavy shield.
I'm sorry, miss, but we're going to have to take the shield.
Do you promise
As
you would
okay?
return it? Do you promise that you would bring it that you would return it to me?
Oh, we'll even polish it up for you, milady.
Thank you, sir. You are very generous.
And he hands it off, and he's like, here, go and polish it for the lady. And
No.
he hands it off to some like estate boy, like he's just so. And then
The estate boy sort of reminds Soggy of Kevin.
okay,
But do you remember Kevin from the present?
yeah, I just I sure I can see that.
Okay. Let's head in.
Yeah. So as you guys are escorted in, you see the Duke, and instantly Karen runs and she says, "Franz, my love."
I hold up. I am going to secure Karen by the shoulder just in case.
Oh,
Going. Ah, Karen, it may be prudent to be a little more prudent.
and at that she like tries to struggle free from you but can't, and she says, "Franz, come to me."
You left me in a fucking cave.
The Duke stands up and he says, "What is the meaning of this?"
I'm going to take a moment and how should I do this politely? I don't. I'm going to adjust my hold so that I move my hand from the shoulder to the back of Karen's neck and go like, if you would please, just remain silent for a moment as I explain the peculiarities of the situation. And then I turn and address the Duke and state, hello, I am Gnome, traveling knight. I passed through a town 1 week's travel from here. It has been destroyed. This woman is the sole survivor of that event, and described to me that she was an acquaintance of yours, and that we could bring her here to reunite her with you. Now, I did not fully believe such things, but I felt it on my honor to bring her.
You
Is
idiot.
this the case?
You cannot see that this woman is a witch? I had her sentenced to death by chaining her up in a cave a while ago. What is she doing here?
Soggy sort of perks up and says, "Witch? She is not witch."
What do you know? How dare you address me? What creature is this that you bring before me? I know that that you're in your halfling disguise, but that's how disrespectful he's being of.
I see. Well, this is not a hospitable situation I find myself in.
I do not understand. Which is she?
I'm going to look to Karen and quietly ask, do you still want to pursue this?
Franz, what are you saying, my love?
How should I phrase this? Right. If this is the case, I apologize profusely. When I had arrived, I simply found some vampires and a woman chained to a slab. I couldn't have known all that had happened. Although, if this is the case, Karen has yet to to demonstrate any such things to me during our travels. Perhaps you could inform me of some fraction that she had performed to be deserving of such treatment.
She had bewitched me with a love spell and took advantage of me whilst I was ensnared in her enspellment. And also, vampires, she must be in league with all manner of dark forces. I bet you even now they are coming to her rescue.
I don't know about all of that. They were clearly trying to eat her.
Soggy agrees.
I-
They were
I'm
not
going.
trying to help. They were eating her.
I'm going to, at this point, kind of trying to dominate the scene for a moment, and looking to the other two, going to mutter a simple, quiet statement. Just follow me on this. I'll address the room and stating more grandly, I see. I see how my actions may have wronged you then. Well, I swear as a right knight to put things right. I will take these, and gesturing to not only Karen but my companion, and leave, and so that I do not infringe upon your hospitality further. And I will take the witch elsewhere and correct my mistakes. Would this be acceptable to you? What say you, Duke?
Yes, very well.
All right. And with that, I'm going to kind of grabbing Karen, turn around and begin to leave.
Like the scene from Black Knight. Dead man walking! We got a dead man walking here!
All right. So I'm going to, as I motion to leave, going, well, Karen, we tried what you requested. Now we're leaving.
Are you gonna kill
me? Let's get out of here.
No, Franz! Somebody help, please! And she starts to pull away from you.
Well, I'm glad I have my snagging gauntlets, because I'm just going to maintain a firmer hold and drag her away.
Okay. So yeah, you just have her and you drag her out, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, this fucking sucks. Well, let's skedaddle. We're gonna have to leave town. Yeah, sorry about that. I know you probably want to stay at the inn, but staying in town would make this charade harder.
One thing! I asked for one thing!
And we had done it.
No, he wanted to stop at the inn.
Yes, Nova requested stopping at the inn, which we are now not going to do.
Oh.
Yeah, so we turn and leave the town immediately. I hope everyone's going to follow me on this. Well, actually, on technicality, you guys could stay, but Noman has to travel outside the town with the girl. Because, well, I can't really stay here and save face, but I don't want to kill her. So I have to get her out of town. You know? Is everyone clear on the particularities of what's happening?
Karen, what are we going to do with you?
Take her somewhere new where she can start a new life. Put this Duke business behind her.
Well, Karen, what do you think? I am sorry, but he just admitted to you he wanted to kill you.
He has been bespelled. Some evil witch has a hold of him.
But he thinks you are the witch. And Soggy did not see any witch in that place.
Karen asked me this. So, what if that did happen? There's nothing that can be done about it.
You have to find the witch and kill her and free my beloved Franz from her grasp, and then we can be married.
Karen, even if Hans is free, he's not going to marry you.
Franz.
Yes, Franz. I said Franz.
Oh, I thought you said Hans.
No, I said
Either
Franz.
way, that's a lot of Nazis.
Yes. Anyway, I go like, I thought at best he might look after you and give you a job, but that will not happen. If you stay in this town, you're going to die. And even if I try to subvert the so-called magic that you think is affecting him, you'll still die before I'm done. You understand that? The only way you get to have a life now is if we leave over the horizon and you build a new one.
Well, wait. What? How about you hide me somewhere and keep me safe, and then go deal with the witch, and then I can be married to Franz?
The thing is, I don't know if there's any witch. I can damage my credibility by taking actions that are too...
I'm telling you, Franz loves me and wants to marry me, and if he's saying that I'm a witch, it can only mean that some witch has a hold of his mind.
And I'm saying to you that I don't believe you. And
What?
if you stay here, you're going to die.
What do you mean you don't believe me? Screw you, I slap you in the face. Psh, psh.
I'm going to stabilize my shaking helmet after a moment and go, well, I only have so much I can do for you. I have other, more important tasks to be seen to.
This is what you do? You come into my life, burn my eyes out, give me these weird, freakish eyes, which is probably what made Franz not love me to begin with, and then you're just gonna dump me on the side of the road and walk out of my life like you don't owe me anything?
I'm gonna walk up to her.
Let me clarify two things on that. One, I don't owe you anything. You aren't anything to me. I made a vow and I kept it. And here's the other thing. I'm offering you a new life. I am an established noble. There are places where I could send you that you would be able to live a life. I won't dump you on the road outside the city. I won't dump you within Carpathian borders if I don't have to. I wouldn't want to do that. But there is another option for you. I can let you go, and you can stay here to pursue the life you want to have with the Duke. But if I do, you have to do it on your own. Because I need to pursue other things.
Fine, then I'll go find a real hero.
I'm gonna put my...
Is that your decision?
Oh, yeah, hold on. What's that?
I'm gonna put my hands on like either side of her biceps, and I'm going to start to shake her a little teensy bit more than lightly, and I'm going to say, "This charade must come to an end. You need to listen to me. He doesn't love you. You are being a fool. You must go to a new place to live. He's trying to kill you. What the hell is the matter with you?"
Go ahead and roll for persuasion. Or intimidation, whichever you choose. And don't forget, you currently have a point of inspiration you could spend on any one roll.
Yeah, I have a +7 in persuasion, so we'll see how that rocks first.
Oh, that just kind of limped out there. It was like, all right. So a 17. You do really well, but unfortunately, her passion and faith in what she is saying is so strong that she says, "No, I must try and free my beloved Franz from this witch's grasp."
I am going to, not very hard, very, very lightly, bonk her on the forehead.
Then she gets bonked on the forehead.
Well, I'm going to look to Nova and say, we've done all we can for her. And with that, gonna let go and be like, whatever.
Yeah. And
Let's
that's
get out of town. We
Yep.
can't stay here.
and that's that. You guys owe her nothing more, and if I decide to incorporate her by like having her follow you or whatever, that's what I'll do. But you have decided that you're done with Karen, and you walk away from the situation. She does in fact follow you for a ways, letting everybody know that these so-called heroes are just abandoning a damsel in distress.
And I'm going to, trot out of town on my horse.
That's right. That's right. Run away. And she just throws herself on the ground and uh uh screams, "Damn you!"
Alright. Well, God, it's wonderful to be in the position of someone needing you and you not needing them. Alright.
Soggy agrees.
God. So, let's take a step back, I'm going to say, as we start to hit the bone road that I think we ran in on. What can we do to advance our war on the vampire apocalypse to come?
Soggy said,
Ideally, any suggestions that get us out of this country will be considered with priority.
Soggy sort of shows him his map and points to where the water temple is.
Right, that. No, but didn't you have some countering argument against doing that?
Go to the water temple.
Yeah, I remember you arguing against that.
That was Donovan.
Oh, right, that was Donovan. It was the player who did. Like, well then, I am at this point considering that a very lucrative option. Nova, do you have anything to say against that plan?
Not particularly.
To the water temple we go.
Soggy sort of climbs up onto the shoulders of Noman and just sort of lets out a draconic word of hurrah!
All right.
On the way back, I can finally link up with my retainers, tell them about all the shit that happened, and probably get someone to, I don't know, oil my joints and turn my key.
And just Soggy, during that time, Soggy's just sort of waiting around sort of excitedly and sort of looking outwards to where the water temple is.
Yay.
Yeah. So, the water temple is not near here at all.
I know.
So,
Isn't that wonderful? We get to be very far away from this country,
yes.
which I'm very swiftly growing tired of.
Hey, that's the beautiful thing about my world is that you guys can go anywhere you want, and there will be adventure there. So
Yes.
you don't have to feel like you need to be in one part of the world or the other. If you want to walk away from Karen, if you want to walk away from the vampires in totality, you can do whatever you want to do, and we'll just pick up wherever you are in the world with whatever's going on there.
Yes, but I basically was able to abandon Karen the moment there was a moral argument for letting her do what she wants, because I basically have to impose my will upon her to make her do a sensible thing, which at that point was like, great, time to wash my hands of this.
Yeah, I can
Time to
understand.
wash your hands of this Karen.
Oh, is that Arakis you would say about the I understand?
I just was saying I can understand that, yeah.
Not to mention, bringing a bad-mouthed woman who hates me, across the country and into my lands is probably a good way to tarnish my reputation every town I pass through.
Well, I mean, maybe. You don't know. Give it a shot.
Fuck no. If we meet up with Karen again, I'll wish her well, but she's not my problem.
Fair enough. All right, so as you guys can see, you're making your way down the bone road as you travel down the mountainside, and it is now like nighttime. Well, getting to be. I should always say it's getting to be nighttime, not it is nighttime, but like it's gonna happen quickly because you guys just spent most of the day, arriving at Castra, dealing with the Duke and the Karen and all of that. So, now traveling down the mountain, it quickly goes from day to late afternoon before you can blink an eye.
Is this sort of natural?
Yes.
Yeah, that's called the passage of time.
Yes.
And
Sorry,
and and also here in the mountains, it gets dark faster because the mountains cut off more of the light.
Ah,
That's fair.
Well, whenever we decide to take it down for the evening, I'm going to go ahead and cast uh, Guardian of Faith.
Well, I didn't know if you guys had gotten to that point yet, so let's make sure that we know if you guys are stopping or what you're gonna do. Because you're
well,
on you're on the mountain.
we're now doing long distance travel, so we travel until it's appropriate to rest, and then we do.
Okay, so as it's getting to be about time to rest, you guys need to look for a spot to rest. So go ahead and roll for survival. And remember, one of you can aid another or whatever, Ooh, Soggy, you try to find something, but you're only able to find a cave small enough for yourself, and that just won't do. Noman and Nova, you're able to find a flat spot where you can at least bed down up against some rocks, but it's not really ideal. But as you're looking for that spot, suddenly you guys roll for perception. Nova, you're you're
I am
you're a bit
oblivious.
yeah, you're a bit distracted, but Soggy you can hear and Noman you can see as heavy wings beat on the air and a dreadful screeching roar is heard, and suddenly you
River
guys
attack?
roll for initiative.
What is it now?
I think we're being attacked by a wyvern, a mountain wyvern. That's just what I'm assuming. It might be something else.
And Nova?
Oh, manticores. Hmm.
1 second, I'm looking for the dang. Oh, there it is.
All right. So a pair of hunting manticores comes swooping down out of the sky and flies overhead, um, strafing you guys with its tail spike. And it's still some 30 feet in the air.
Oh. Jeez.
Did you really say cheese?
No, that was me as like Desmond myself, not Nova. Nova was always talking an accent.
Yes, but I'm just out of character.
All right. So Nova, the tail spikes uh, launch into you, and you feel a sharp, stinging pain.
I'm going to cast Aid. Give me a. Please bear with me.
Yep.
Ah. Hmm.
Ugh, darn it. All right. I guess I'll just do it regular.
Yep.
It's going to be my turn.
Okay. This is. I need to pull out the initiative.
Oh, are you trying to figure out how to do it at a higher level?
Yeah, I figured I would just like drag it over to a spell level bracket of the just higher, but it just disappeared when I did that.
Yeah, here. I'll show you how to do that. 1 second. Cause yeah, if you want to do it at a higher level, then you might as well do what you want to do. So you had the right concept. You drag it and drop it, and now you have two. So then you open up the one, unlock it, and where it says level 2, you type in 3. Boom. Now this one is level 3. Then, once you have the level 3 one, you open up where it says max HP increased by 5, and you increase that by 5, I think, so it's 10.
Oh, awesome.
And
Yeah, I'd
then
like to
and
do
then
that.
boom. And then if you want it for level 4, you just drag and drop that one, boom, and then you open it up, level 4, boom, and then you open up the max HP, boom. And now you have aid for all of the levels.
Wonderful. Would you please reset our health increases so that we can? Because otherwise, they might jump to 15 if I do this.
Uh, yeah, it's a separate effect, so I'll be able to fix it. So just go ahead and do it, and yep.
Cool.
So what's this Manticore do?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was fixing your max HP. So this Manticore is going to fly over, but because because it is a little bit closer, it actually dive bombs and multi-attacks Nova.
Aw, that stopped me from doing the cool thing I was going to do.
So first it bite, and then it claw. Oh my god. What is your armor class?
It was good, like mine.
And then it claws again. Oh, wah, wah. And then it Noman turn.
Alright, I'm going to step here, and I am going to use... I'm going to ward as a swift action. Then, as an action, I'm going to attack the Manticore. First, I'm going to try and strike it with an integrated strike. Hey!
The lung is slashed. Or
Ribs are broken if blunt weapon.
okay, blunt weapon. Ribs are broken. Stunned for 2 rounds.
Ah, I see. In addition to this, I attach myself to the Manticore with that fist. And I'm going to stab it with my sword. Is there like a stunned effect you should apply to it before I do?
I am doing so now. Okay.
Cool. I thought stun to give advantage. Oh, am I targeting it? No, I'm not targeting it. How did I stop targeting it?
I don't know. You tell me.
It must have been when you did your thing you did.
Why didn't you... Oh, did you deal the damage? You didn't deal the damage.
Oh, I didn't deal the damage. I actually forgot to do that.
Well, that's not the damage. Hold on.
Ow.
All right, now remember, go over to the plus minus and click on critical. There you go. Now you did the damage, and then you followed up with another strike?
Yes.
Okay. And then that hit, and then there you go.
Yeah. So Noman runs up and, slams his fist so hard into the Manticore's ribs that he, knits his fingers into his skin and grabs them, and then stabs his sword in.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's my turn. Let me close that. There we go.
Soggy sort of sees this and freaks out for a moment before, saying, "Manticores, not nice." I meant only to do it once.
I know. It's okay. You hit any, of them hit, so it's all good.
So the first 2 hit.
Yes. As 2 long eel-like eldritch blasts zap into the Manticore, it roars in pain. Manticore 1 flies by and tail spikes Soggy. Nova.
Let's see. Does anybody need a healing? No, they've just been trying to kill me. Man, I really hope. Just a quick question. They gave me my shield back, right?
You guys kind of got out of there with the quickness. I think he was still polishing it.
That is so lame, Ataracus.
You guys, like, ran out of there.
We didn't run. That will look suspicious.
But they would have had your sword, so yeah, I guess. Did you give up your sword, or did you wait around for your sword?
I waited around for my sword.
Alright. Then you got your shield back.
Alrighty. I'll just bide my time and save my spells in case someone needs the healings.
The Manticore roars ferociously and lashes out with a multi-attack at Nova again. Or actually, at Noman. Why not?
But he's stunned.
Oh, yeah. Wait, does that mean I get no actions, or...
You can take no actions other than, like, speaking weakly.
Oh.
Shh. This will be over soon. Alright. Let's get back to cutting this one.
Oh, man. You hack away at the Manticore with your longsword that is integrated into your arm. You have the blade just come out of your fist and just hack and slash at the Manticore again and again. It is pretty badly damaged.
Yeah.
Soggy?
Thinking.
Oh man, you critically wound the Manticore as your eel-like eldritch blasts zap into him again and again. Tail spike on Soggy. Oh no, the nimble kobold ducks out of the way.
Soggy sort of dodges as the stinger just sort of impales into a nearby rock.
Yeah, it sits there vibrating for a moment like... Manticore 2 is like...
Alright, time to put this one to rest. Hmm. He didn't advance states. All right.
Well, there's only one left. Oh!
You shitter. Whatever. Yeah, shit. Do I have anything for that? No. No, I don't.
No bonus action to quick finish something off, huh?
No, I'm afraid I didn't integrate any flurry of blows mechanic.
Oh. Who gets the kill? Soggy gets the kill.
I still say Soggy should like at some point totally like multi-class into cleric just so he can get spiritual weapon and like slap people with a mackerel.
That's pretty good, yeah. All right, so Soggy, the eels tear into the manticore, and you can hear it dying as its breathing gets shallower and shallower.
This poor creature. I am sure it is just hungry.
Soggy looks to her and says, "Eat which eats Soggy."
Rules of nature. Rules of nature.
Oh god. I'm not sure if anybody's seen the Final Fantasy VII abridged like web series where like they were fighting a tank and they didn't know what to do because it was far away. And like Aerith is like, I know what to do, and then she like casts a healing spell at the tank, and the rest of her party's like, what the hell are you doing? Uh, um, I think, darn, I wish I had like just a scary spell. I mean, I have thaumaturgy, but
Might work. You just killed its partner, and you know, it hasn't engaged in combat yet, so you can turn and shout at it and be like, "Get out of here!"
alrighty, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy, and I will speak the sound of thunder.
What is that, like an Imagine Dragons reference? All right, so as you use your thaumaturgy, you can go ahead and roll Intimidate with advantage.
Neat. Alright, intimidate. Keep forgetting to do this. All right. Then keep forgetting to double the dice.
All right, and all right, so the Manticore is shaken and takes a -2 to its attack rolls against you. Or
Otherwise,
against anyone.
I mean, do we think it's gonna hang out?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
You can roll for insight. You're not really sure. It looks like it's weighing its options.
I'm going to delay my turn until after the manticores. I don't want to unintentionally hard engage it when it might leave.
Seeing that the Manticore has range of Soggy, it's fair to say Soggy has range of the Manticore.
Yes. Your Eldritch Blast has like 120-foot range, so yeah. You miss the Manticore with your Witch Bolt.
Wait, it says attack at.
Yeah, yeah. Why was that advantage, Soggy?
Because I'm nearby allies?
Nope. It's if the monster is near allies.
Oh, right. Sorry, forgot.
Wow. They both missed anyway, though.
Yeah, statistically unlikely, but all right. So Manticore 1, after weighing its options, flies down and triple attacks Nomen.
Ah,
Now,
shit.
now, out of character knowledge, you can roll nature to see if you understand that this is what it's doing, but just that it's not that your intimidate didn't work, it's that it's trying to save its friend.
Yes. Okay. Too bad I am unable to stand against an attack with such delivery. Jesus.
Oh, just missed. Man. Come on. You got to get in
Come
there.
on.
You got to get in there and get some.
Alright, what do I do to this thingy? Right. Gonna slap it. Wait, I have to target it first. I'm gonna give him that swing swang. Or not. Wow. Hey, there we go.
No, 19. You lightly wound the manticore, and it's now that you notice that while the other manticore has a full bushy mane, this one has a much less pronounced mane and must be the female of the two.
They must have been a mating pair. That's sweet. As a swift action, I'm going to ward myself to brace against the next attack. Hey, there we go.
Maybe we run?
Ah, why?
I don't really want to hurt them.
I wish they shared that sentiment.
Hmm. Uh.
You could try to stabilize the dying one and see if that calms her down.
uh. Not sure if that's a good idea. It's like I have a second chance to eat you. Like,
Also, isn't this the area we wanted to sleep?
Well, I mean, it is getting dark and all of that, but
darn, it's tough being a like a pacifist healer when like we're tanky as fuck. Like, I think while I will not attack them, I will not prevent my allies from defending us. So I think I've done pretty decent so far, intimidating them and giving out aid. So I will just continue to end my turn.
all right. Manticore number 2, the big, bulky male, rolls his next death save.
Oh, you know what? Screw that noise. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Spare the Dying. It's not conscious, but it ain't dying anymore.
All right. So he is no longer dying. Soggy.
'Cause I'm a good noodle.
Yes, you are. I'd give you a point of inspiration, but you still got one.
Soggy is sort of sees Nova sort of cast Spare the Dying and sort of curiously looks to her as he holds back a Eldritch Blast. He's going to hold his turn.
Okay.
Soggy sort of looks around and says, Soggy did not understand a word Manticore said.
Melman is going to use his it's going to use cover. And is going to back up in the way that Nova is implying they want to do. Oh, wait, actually, before I do that, can I swing at a creature but intentionally just miss? I want to
Yeah.
qualify as attacking them. Okay. Then I do that, and because I do, they can't take an attack of opportunity as I leave, because I have the mobility feat.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that's what I do. I'm going to exit the battle map.
Okay.
Nova, leave without, screwing anything up.
I'm just gonna go ahead and back away some slowliness.
Do you disengage?
Yeah, I disengage.
Yeah, okay. So you disengage and back away, and then it's pretty much at this point I'm going to pause the combat, because if nobody takes any hostile actions, the manticores do in fact uh, rest and recover for a moment and then eventually fly off And as they fly off, you see them circle and land on a nest not too far away where there are 3 baby manticores crying out for their mom.
Huh.
And with that, the sun sets, and you guys find yourselves in the dark, on the mountain, in the open. What do you do?
Can Soggy do something to help hide themselves?
You want to just hide? I mean, you're a kobold, so you can like go and hide in the rocks, like right now, and just be like, "Oh, Soggy does not like this."
I mean, Soggy's going to help. It's going to help with the. It's going to help the others hide.
Well, I don't know that they want to hide.
Soggy sort of looks to the two and says, "Do you want to be hidden?"
Not
Soggy is
particularly.
good at hiding.
I was just going to stand around and let you two do your sleeping thing that you must entertain. If something should come upon us in the night, I will vanquish it or warn you. Whichever seems appropriate. We are
Do
in the
you
mountains, however, so...
do you not need to rest, Noman?
Then no one will shake their head, simply say, no. I can technically perform something called a sentry's rest, but even while doing so, I remain standing and alert.
Well, I would hate for you to be lonely. Um, and I do prefer to have some sort of shelter. But if, if you are watching over us, would probably be safe enough. You know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Guardian of Faith, and a construct of light will appear. Where, and of course, this is assumed like wherever it is that we're resting.
Okay. Um. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys are pretty exposed, but you find a spot and do your best to set up a little makeshift camp, and Soggy tries to hide amongst the rocks, and uh, as all of that is going down, um, it gets later and later, and now the moon is full, and an eerie light washes over the mountain.
Hmm. Why is this blue now?
'Cause it's midnight, fool.
Yeah, I thought I accidentally highlighted everything.
Yeah, actually, Adorakis, can you vary it to like any color?
No,
Oh, fuck.
I just have daylight settings.
Oh, damn. Man, I thought it'd been cool if you could turn it to like a darker hue, because honestly, Fantasy Grounds is a really bright program. It murders my eyes.
I wish that they had a little more stuff, but perhaps Unity will be adding more of that when we get to use that.
Yes,
You know,
perhaps.
I can't help but notice that this kind of looks like what like a B movie Day for Night shot looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, wherever it is that we are taking it down, I'm casting Guardian of Faith,
Okay.
and then I will go ahead and get some shut eye.
Noman will sound things off of the construct during the night, even though probably didn't talk back.
Yeah, and the Guardian of Faith lasts for 8 hours. So
Yeah, the Guardian of Faith doesn't talk back, but you talk to it.
Yes.
maybe if you yell at it hard enough, it'll start to gain sentience.
And during that time, Soggy sort of hiding is sort of nonchalantly and unawarely drawing sort of like eldritch symbols and such on the rock walls.
Yeah, and as you trace them, roll a wisdom check. You begin to trace them, and in your mind, you can see the waves crashing, and you can smell the salty air, and suddenly you're transported to the water temple, and you get a vision of the bunyip, and you get a vision of your friends, and that is all.
So the bunyip and the silhouettes of my friends.
Correct.
Am I wrong in viewing the Bunyip as like Lord Jabu Jabu, like the big fish thingy from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time?
I don't know who that is, but when you say big fish thingy, you're already on the right track. So yeah.
And Soggy sort of yips a bit and sort of looks around frantically and confused, all confused like. And then looks towards his friends and lets out a sigh.
Yep. And the metal man is just talking to the uh, guardian of faith, who is not talking back, and Nova is not snoring but breathing deeply as she enters the first stages of sleep. All right, Noman, roll for perception. Hello, Noman?
Yeah. Sorry. What?
Roll for perception.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's my job.
And DM, if you're wondering who Lord Jabu Jabu is, you basically have to travel inside his insides and fight off a parasite.
Oh,
It's a whale with jewelry.
nice. All right, Noman, you see a shadow cross over the ground, but you don't know what it is, but something is flying overhead, something big.
Huh. So what did you just say?
that you can't see what it is, but you see a shadow pass over the ground of something big flying overhead.
Well, if it's big and it's flying and I'm not dead yet, it's probably not worth worrying about. I'll just continue to look around.
Okay. As you are more alert and look around, you know, you roll perception with advantage.
Hmm.
You see huge dark wings on a large body flying at you. The wings beat heavily, whoosh, 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 and it flies down from the moon towards you. So all you see is the silhouette of these enormous wings. Suddenly, it turns from one massive shape into thousands of little shapes, and you're surrounded by bats tearing and screaming into your campsite. They're everywhere. A swarm of bats is attacking you.
Hold up. They would all immediately be attacked by the Guardian of Faith.
That's fine, because they are not normal bats.
Are they vampire bats?
They are not normal bats.
They are summon household bats.
So the Guardian of Faith probably does like kill a bunch of them, and like you see the swarm recoil as one, but like tons more are still getting through.
Well, I proceed to gently wrench Nova and Soggy off the ground and onto their feet.
Soggy sort of whips awake and just sort of panic, sort of says, what's happening? Soggy's awake.
We're being attacked by bats.
Ah, bats. Soggy remembers being attacked by bats.
Yeah. What can I do now? What can I do now? What can I do now?
Oh, damn it. Hold on. There we go. Gotta reset the initiative. Okay. So, not one, not two, not three, but 4 swarms of bats are attacking you guys to represent all of the bats, but it is to be treated as if it was one whole swarm and body. That's like how this is, going down. Oh, Soggy, you wake up. You had a vision of the bats sent to you by the bunyip, and so you're able to wake up and deal with that. But hold on, I gotta take this aid off of you guys.
Are swarms still adverse? Take no damage from fucking weapon attacks, or?
Yeah, all of that.
Okay.
All right, there we go. So Soggy, somehow you manage to get a vision of this, and the bunyip wakes you up just in time, and you leap to your feet, ready as the swarms dive in.
And he's going to cast the blades. as in Cloud of Daggers.
Ah, yes. One momento, por favor.
When you cast the spell using, you increase the damage increases by 2d4.
Are you trying to cast it at a higher level?
Yes, the
Oh,
4th level.
okay, hold on one second. Let me your spells should all be set up that way, but let me just make sure. Okay, so there's your Cloud of Daggers. Go ahead and put that wherever. And while you're doing that, I am going to make sure that Cloud of Daggers is at 4th level.
Going to be targeting the 2nd and 4th swarm.
Well, it can only get one of them, so. So it should be 8d4, and it is 8d4. So there you go. All right, and you're targeting that swarm. So go ahead and roll the damage if you have the target. Yep, there you go.
Why is it partially resisted?
Because it's not an area of effect. It's not reading it as that for whatever reason. Let me just hold on. But yeah, it's dealing slashing and magic. Oh, yeah, so because it's dealing slashing and magic, it's partially resisting the slashing, but then the magic all got through, but it still only dealt 9. And as far as I understand it, it should deal all 18. So I am just going to change the wording on Cloud of Daggers to just say magic damage.
It's just sort of swarm of icy piranhas sort of bite at the swarm.
Yeah, I like that. All right, and then I'm going to apply that damage for now. I'll fix that damage in the future so it still deals slashing and magic in case it matters for anything else. But for this swarm, I think it should just deal the whole damage. Bad Data, do you agree with me that that's the correct ruling, that Cloud of Daggers would deal full damage to a swarm?
I can't. Yeah, it seems entirely appropriate.
Yeah, it fills a cube 5 foot by 5 foot on each side, so it is area of effect damage. So
Yeah. So, do they resist physical weapon damage or all single target effects?
all single target effects.
Oh shit! Whatever. I was about to do something really cool there, but I'm not now because it won't actually matter.
Oh, they miss.
And do they end their turn in the Cloud of Daggers?
The when the other one goes, I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay.
So now they move and attack Soggy. Hitting him for 2 damage. Beware. So no, they did not end their turn in the swarm.
Okay.
And then
So Soggy's turn is around. He's going to move it so it's around both the swarm, around the swarm that is attacking him.
Yep. As two swarms gang up on you, you get hit for 5 damage, Nova.
All right. Do I happen to know what these are?
They are bats.
Okay.
But they're just not normal bats. But they are bats for all intents and purposes.
So my guardian of faith, what was it able to accomplish?
It reduced the number of bats that were attacking.
All right.
You guys would have had like twice this number. Nomen.
Well, my given understanding of things is, damn it. All right.
Yep, there would have been 3 or 4 more swarms.
Well, let's start hacking at these and try and make progress. Wow.
Progress.
Wow. Man, that is shit. Well, there's something I could do, but it would be expensive. Whatever. Ending turn.
These team up on Soggy. And bite at him.
Soggy's, as he is hurting, says, "Bad bats!"
I will use mass healing word.
All right. Everybody gets back some HP.
Cool. Ha.
Oh, I need to fix that. Everybody would have gotten an additional 4. It's 1d4 plus my spellcaster ability modifier, not just the 1d4.
Oh. Okay. So I'll fix that real quick. All right, there. Soggy, what do you do?
He's going to move his piranha swarm into to confront the 2 swarm of bats that's attacking him.
That's your square.
I know.
You'll take the damage.
So where do I move?
I don't know, but if you move the daggers into your square, you're going to take the damage. So I wouldn't do that.
You
so
could,
do I move out? Disengage?
but then would you still be able to move them?
I believe you are. It's like a bonus action.
Yeah, so it says that you fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose within range. Yeah, no, it just stays there.
I thought you were allowed to control it.
I might be confused because I thought that maybe you were too, but that does not say it, so you cannot.
Could try a good old fashioned thunder wave.
Alrighty, I'll do that.
They both fail and get pushed back 10 feet. And are both knocked unconscious.
As a booming roar just seems to banish these sort of swarm of bats away from Soggy.
Except now they roll. And this one is reduced to 1 hit point, but is still conscious. And this one oh, you do knock that one out.
So some sort of necromantic magic sort of reanimates some of the swarm as it seems to thinly approach. And Soggy sort of looking at that says, "Those are undead bots."
Yeah, so what actually happens is as you blast them back, some of them appear to form into shadows that then reform into solid bats.
Soggy sort of lets out a silent scream as this happens.
Is that your turn?
Yep. Can't really do anything else.
Yep, I understand. I just, like to give everybody time to decide what they're going to do. Oh, biting at you, they finally break through and deal some damage. Just a little. This swarm of bats takes the round. They summon shadow energy and heal.
Wait. Pause. Isn't Nova's Guardian here still fucking things up?
No, it dealt it 60 damage and left.
It did? Oh, I didn't know it works like that. All right.
Yeah. That's why I said it reduced a good chunk of the bats, but then, what that's all it can do. All right, so this swarm of bats spends around summoning shadow energy and regains 5 hit points. All right, and that is all it can do. This swarm of bats attacks. Hitting Nova. For 4 damage. Noman.
Kind of forgot about the swarms. I didn't build anything into any of the tools I have to do appropriate damage to them. Oh well.
I mean, Soggy is doing good with it.
Yeah, I wish I could contribute more than 2 lame-ass sword strikes that do like 4 damage a pop if they hit. Attack the one closest to me. Oops. Let's see. Swing once. Hit for some lame damage. Hit one again for some more lame damage. Hey!
Hey, he's moderately wounded.
Did me's total of 8 damage, just as I foretold.
So now that you've seen those bats gathering shadow energy, you know that they might be susceptible to your radiant damage.
Darn, I wish I had detect evil on me so I could kind of figure out what the hell's going on here.
Oh, wait, that reminds me. I have the whip. Maybe I could start fucking him up with that.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
All right, so upon attacking me, my gods will conjure guardian spirits to protect Nova.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Ooh. Only got one of them. That's a pity. I think it's still half damage or something like that, though. So, you know.
Yeah, it's half damage.
And since they're vulnerable, you know. Right? Because this is radiant damage?
Yes.
Yeah, so. Oh, boom! Instant death, and the rest of them lay shrieking on the ground, their bodies melting away into shadow before your eyes as they crawl and scratch on the ground before turning into little puddles of liquid shadow that melt away and sink into the ground.
Soggy looks at this and says, "Yes, bots that are dead." And he's just sort of like nodding, like, this is good.
So, yeah, now you guys, you know, are left like, okay, that was weird.
telling you, I want to get out of this country.
Soggy agrees.
This place is annoying. I having to be so guarded. There are weird, evil monsters everywhere. I'd rather go back to fighting goblins and wyverns and stuff. Ugh.
Soggy would rather not fight anything that can eat Soggy.
I would rather not fight anything at all.
I tried that for a few years. It's kind of boring after a while. Don't know why. There's like a itch one gets in their smiting arm if you don't dole out justice now and then. Or at least that is for me. Alright, you two go back to sleep.
And I guess I will go back to sleep. I am tired.
Yeah, Soggy.
Soggy will return to sleep.
All right. So Noman keeps watch the rest of the night, but aside from the howls of a few wolves, nothing else disturbs the stillness of the cool mountain air as he stands on guard throughout the rest of the night. You guys awaken in the morning to the sun rising on what seems like another normal day, aside from the weirdness from last night, still leaving an unsettling feeling deep in your bones. You guys know that whatever that was, it was looking for you.
Soggy sort of stands up and says, Soggy thinks Sucky Sucks know we are here.
As you guys make your way down the mountain on the second day, it once again go ahead and reduce your rations by 2, those of you who need to rationize, and 1 for the last night and now 1 for this day. As you guys are coming near the base of the mountain, it grows dark once again, and it is time to decide whether or not you're going to push on and make it out of the mountains completely, or make one more camp near the foothills of the mountains.
Soggy rather not be near Foothill.
Yeah. Feet aren't very nice. What say you, Nova? Do you want to soldier on for a bit?
It would probably be best if we not sleep out in the open again.
All right, so everybody roll a Constitution check. Got that dirty 20.
So do I make a Constitution check?
Yes, sir. Heyo. Well, Mr. Machine Man, you gonna be able to march through the night here?
Yeah. I don't need to sleep.
Well, yeah, but you still can suffer from fatigue.
Oh. Wait, so the fatigue is for marching, not for avoiding sleep?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. This is gonna look fucking weird if I don't succeed. I'm good.
All right, yeah. Hey, you better have done the best out of everybody too. Like, that would have been weird if you were not setting the pace. But it is odd for you to note that Nova can like keep pace with you tirelessly as she babbles on about the gods and, life and all of that.
I see. Babbling noted.
Well, I describe it as babbling. Just for brevity's sake, it's, to her very important. And so as you guys push on, it grows dark, but you are finally out of the mountains and into the rolling foothills, the rolling hills that lead up to the mountains. And here there are several caves that you can find one to try and rest in.
Imagine that what we will do.
Go ahead and roll for survival to see what you find. And remember, somebody could aid another if you guys wanted.
I'm going to attempt to aid Soggy. Shit, I should just taken my roll.
Oh, Soggy, you roll with advantage. So just roll again to see if you crit. Yeah, okay. So 22. Soggy, you find a natural cave carved out by the melting snow water that drips down, and it kind of dug this deep underground river tunnel system through some of these hills. And so you can go all the way back in this cave and follow this little stream that cuts through it. And there's little pockets everywhere.
Soggy is going to try and make himself comfortable in this cave.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. You feel at home more than you have since you were left abandoned by your clan all those many years ago. Back when you showed up with Tom the halfling.
Indeed.
And so you finally feel at home here in this cave. Noman, you're a bit worried about rust and corrosion. And Nova, this is far from comfortable, but you've you've been a tough adventurer, in the past and can, stick it out in here if you must.
I would have preferred somewhere that wasn't the dank, dark cave, but at least it is better than sleeping outside.
So now, as you guys rest, Soggy, roll for perception with advantage. Luckily, it doesn't take much for you to smell something almost slimy in the air.
Soggy sort of sniffs this and says, "Does anyone else smell slimy slime?"
Oh god, it's gonna be a gelatinous cube.
Everybody, well, not everybody. I I should have let you guys do this on your own, but I'm just gonna call for it because we're almost to wrapping up. Um, Somebody roll for investigation.
I shall do this.
All right. as you investigate, you see that the floor and walls are covered, not all over everywhere, but there's trails of slime just leading various places through these tunnels.
Ah. So there's like slug trails.
Yes.
Are they worrying slug trails or just slug trails?
At first, not overly. They are pretty big, but not like so big that you need to worry. But then, you guys hear a sound, and the mother of all of these snail creatures comes rumbling out of the tunnel. And that is where we draw to a close for this session of Heroes Wanted. Go ahead.
I hope we're not going to get attacked by a flail snail.
We'll find out next time on Heroes Wanted. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.